A federal judge is weighing whether he can grant relief to hundreds of immigrants who attorneys argue were unlawfully detained by ICE and Border Patrol, this during Operation Midway Blitz. Our investigative reporter Mark Rivera joins us now. He's got all the details on this. Mark?
Ravi, U.S. District Judge Jeffrey Cummings is considering the release of hundreds of immigrants from federal custody. Attorneys arguing there have been thousands of people arrested in violation of a federal consent decree in the Chicago area. One of those arrests, attorneys argue, was just last week at a daycare on the north side. It happened November 5th at the Reito del Sol daycare on Chicago's north side. Witness video reviewed by the ABC 7i team showed Diana Santiana Galeano, a teacher at the school, violently dragged from the building as she tells agents in Spanish that she has papers, then placed into a vehicle while surrounded by federal agents. Her arrest sparking community outrage.
We had masked ICE agents following a daycare educator into the daycare, where there were parents, there were children.
DHS claims she fled a traffic stop and ran into the daycare. Galeano's attorney claiming in court those agents arrested her, quote, without a warrant in violation of the Castellón-Nava consent decree. National Immigrant Justice Center attorney Mark Fleming, lead attorney on the Castellón-Nava case, says this is just one of potentially thousands of people who could have been arrested unlawfully.
As we're digging into it, are very concerned that many, if not most, are violations of our consent decree.
Fleming said those numbers are now estimated at more than 3,000 people, and the list continues to grow.
We've started to dig in to the case files that they produced to us, and the vast majority are violations. If they did not have a prior order of removal, in almost all circumstances, they've been uniformly violating the consent decree.
Last month, Judge Cummings ruled federal agents had violated the 2022 Castellón-Nava consent decree, and that's what triggered this review of people potentially deserving relief, including release into electronic monitoring programs.
The bargain was, if you violate this, the individual be eligible for release.
There's not an obvious answer here.
ABC 7 chief legal analyst Gil Sofer says it may not be that simple.
In the plaintiff's favor, they have the language in the consent decree, which empowers the court to exercise really almost any equitable power. On the other side, there's a statute that makes it very difficult for the district court, federal district court, to require the government to take or not take any action in the immigration space. So there's really a conflict of provisions here.
Now, DHS attorneys argue that Congress stripped federal courts of their authority to grant parole to large groups of immigrants in ICE custody. That conflict, of course, is sure to be playing out in court arguments. Attorneys expect Judge Cummings to indicate what relief, if any, will be on the table at a court hearing this Wednesday.
All right, lots to sort out in 2 days.
There is a lot from both sides.
Thanks, Mark.